Taurus, welcome to your mid-February 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. So I'm using my other camera, or phone camera, and it doesn't have like a wider angle, so it is what it is. I just had somebody today say to me that it was that they couldn't see the cards, but yeah, I have a certain type of tripod, so you know, I'm trying to do what I can with what I have. So I will hold up the cards and show you. So hopefully they'll be acceptable. And oops. Now I would like to get this card if I could. I wish this thing tilted. That would be the best. Maybe I can go like that. Okay. I wish it tilted because it would be perfect if it did that. Um, Today is I'm recording this on the 11th, and it's the new moon in um, Aquarius. And this for Taurus is the 10th house of career, and where there's already so much going on, including a Mercury retrograde. So if you're thinking about, if you're rethinking your career choice, there could be a new opportunity that comes along that kind of gives you a certain answer that you're looking for within the next 10 days, because Mercury goes direct on the 20th or 21st. So, and even after that, there might be something that you're adjusting in your whatever it is that you're figuring out. The heart of the matter is the High Priestess. Oh, I'm glad this is focusing. It wasn't focusing before. The High Priestess is a card of the spiritual, obviously, but kind of going within and really like tuning into what isn't being talked about, what isn't on the surface, and not being content with that. And that might be in all areas of life. Maybe you're becoming much more spiritual. There is some kind, oh yeah, having Uranus in your sign helps with that, because Uranus is a planet that's associated with intuition and intuitive pursuits. And maybe you're starting to feel that way yourself, having experiences that you can't just prove on the material level. Uh, there are a lot of times earth signs will say, show me the proof, and that's just the five senses. Uh, I saw I saw a UFO last night. Oh, do you have film of it? No, I don't. Oh, well, then that never happened. Of course, it didn't happen. So kind of transcending that need for that kind of proof, and really tuning into what feels right, and getting to the deeper truths in life. Maybe starting a meditation program or something like that. In the past position, we have the Nine of Pentacles, and this can be being self-reliant materially, and kind of like in general, we could say that's a card of material success. And sometimes it can, to me, with those two cards combined, it's like achieving that and then saying, okay, now what? Now that I've done that, is that enough? Is that the end of my life? I mean, is this as far as it goes here with my life? Is just making that money, having that savings, or what have you? Is there more to life? And believing that there's more to life than that. And that kind of, starting the process of like looking for meaning in life beyond just the material. The Pentacles relates to earth signs, and in addition to your sign, Taurus, of course, there is Virgo and Capricorn. And therefore the anything connected with money or your job or something like that, your possessions, and being able to stand on your own 2 feet. That might be something that has been a concern of yours. For instance, if this is related to a relationship and cheating and feeling like there's cheating going on, but you can't prove it, and it's like, I was going to say it's on the tip of your tongue, but I mean, it's like you feel that something might be happening, but there's no way for you to actually prove it. One of those kinds of things. The higher message is the Chariot card, and this is the card of victory. I'm reading this more as a spiritual than just the actual definition, but I will tell the definition of it. Um, this is connected to Cancer, and it's a card of being able to succeed in spite of these two opposing forces represented by the black and white horse. That can, I was looking to see what he has on his chest. It looks like a sun in the center of his chest. Um, that can kind of pull your attention in one direction or the other. And, that might just be letting you know that you have the power that, that I would associate with meditation. Anybody, even in the outer world, who can achieve great things with a lot of stress around them, a lot of drama. Those kinds of people, even if they're not sitting down in meditation and they're doing something that we would consider like a worldly type of success, that kind of thing is something to really celebrate and be proud of. The Chariot card is also connected with travel, and so this may be something that you're planning to do. Maybe you have saved up money so that you can take some kind of a training in another country that is associated with spiritual matters or meditation. Some ones that come to mind are India and Bali, maybe Thailand, things like that, where they have a lot of temples, ashrams, and where you can immerse yourself in that environment. What crosses you is the Ace of Cups, and this can be a card of a new love. Maybe there's some delay or obstacle between you and that person. I'm trying to see here how that might relate to the High Priestess. If you are involved in a marriage or a committed partnership that you suspect you don't trust that person, you think that they are cheating or something along those lines, I would say that the Ace of Cups is, saying to you that if you're really looking for love and you hold on to a relationship that you know is not going anywhere, you're depriving yourself of a new one because it makes it harder for you to attract new energy in this way when you still have that relationship kind of lingering. Um, so it's important that you kind of clean up all of that before you think about trying to find somebody else or whatever it is that you're doing. This can also be about maybe wanting to start some kind of a practice, a healing practice, and perhaps the timing isn't right. Maybe you need that training. Maybe you need that experience of living in a spiritual environment for a period of time to kind of like purify your vibrations. And I'm not saying that that's like a prerequisite if you want to start a healing practice or anything. I'm talking, when I say healing practice, I mean like a professional one. But it might be something that you really want to do. And yet you also really want to start your own business. And perhaps you can put that off until you have, gone through some kind of immersion in a more spiritual environment, maybe away from technology, away from, your typical social circle and things that just you do on a daily basis, and taking you out of that familiar environment, which Taurians tend to like the familiar, and this can, just really accelerate your growth. What is coming in is represented by the Devil card. So this is temptation trying to ensnare you. An example would be, you decide to do something. Let's say you decide you're going to travel to India and study with a a traditional type of hatha yoga teacher, unlike, the kind that we typically see these days. There is like a classic form of yoga that is taught, and some people want to get that particular method, not the ones that have been modernized or whatever. And you're all set and everything's ready to go, and then you get this amazing job offer where you can make all this money, something like that. Because the Devil card can be about the temptations of the flesh. So um, knowing that you're going to leave somebody, a partner that you suspect is lying to you or cheating on you, and then that person comes back and they want to make it work. And I said leaving, and then I said they're coming back. I meant that they come at you with this really lovey-dovey type of a vibe to try to keep you hooked into them. Because they know that you're slipping away. And that's what the devil does. The devil gives that kind of temptation, and you have to be able to resist temptation. It's not that easy. Who was it? I think Oscar Wilde said, I can resist everything except temptation. This is also a card of lust versus love. So anything, the Ace of Cups can be that this a new situation that you're in. If the High Priestess, if this is a new relationship or dating situation, that you already don't trust the person. It might be telling you that the love is not there, that it was not based on love, and that was part of the problem. If you also, in addition to having the Sun in Taurus, have Venus in Taurus, maybe they wined and dined you, bought you nice gifts, and you thought you were in love. He had, great physical chemistry, and yet the love was lacking. The outcome is the Eight of Wands. This is a card of like a lot of movement. I was just listening to an energy or a psychic type of person talking about how this period of time, I think like March and April, there can be like these lulls and then these kind of faster paced events. And that kind of resonates with me because I feel like as I'm recording this, we're kind of in one of those lulls and waiting for this, everything to start happening again. But, the problem with that is that sometimes things start happening so quickly that it's hard to kind of gain your bearings. And especially, I have Taurus rising. If you have the Sun in Taurus, the Taurus energy is slow. It's not something that just like kind of jumps up. It doesn't have those quick reflexes. It has very steady reflexes. I mean, steady energy, and sustains itself very nicely. But it's like sometimes things happen. Like let's say you get a job offer, and you're just like, it just comes out of nowhere, and it kind of bothers you that it's coming out of nowhere because you like to have this a little bit of a comfort zone around your change, when change occurs. And it's like you have to make the snap decision, and that may be something that you don't like to do. But at the very least, learning to go more with the flow and not being rigid, not being resistant to change, can have you be swept away with a lot of forward moving energy, maybe some new offers coming your way if you've been feeling kind of stagnant. And also, in terms of love, being able to move on quickly and not, um, being hung up on somebody that hasn't been maybe honorable towards you or, you know, trustworthy, things like that. So, anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. And also, too, like if you have travel plans, maybe you're waiting around and then it just happens. And then you're just like, okay, so have a bag packed if this is something that you really want to do. Have everything ready to go so that when, if you've been waiting for a passport or something, that has been kind of keeping you in this holding pattern, that you'll be able to just kind of get it together at the last minute. I hope that you enjoyed this, Taurus. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. I'm primarily an astrologer. I do a lot of readings using a client's natal chart for looking at patterns and looking at the upcoming influences that might be front and center in the person's life. You can find out more about my readings by clicking on the link below. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.